This is MATHguide.com, and my name is Mark Karadimos. MATHguide.com. It is the intersection of education, mathematics, and technology. At the center of these three domains, you'll find first and foremost student engagement. My 20-plus years of experience have shown me that students love the technological interface. Rigor is also at the center of these domains. Students will find challenging activities and quizmasters. Not all students are equal, so MATHguide does provide a great deal of scaffolding to help lower functioning students. These scaffolds are present in quizmasters and activities. MATHguide provides assessment and feedback. These are two necessary tools for both teachers and students. MATHguide has its own games and puzzles. These are enrichment opportunities for higher functioning students. This is the face of MATHguide.com. Now let's start talking about the core services that this website offers. If you go over here to the lessons section, either clicking on the text or the giant graphic, it'll take you to this index page. And on this index page, you'll see that it's separated into a variety of categories. These categories are topics, giant topics in mathematics, going from pre-algebra all the way to calculus. If we were to scroll down to the college algebra section, getting past all those, getting to the college algebra section, you could see, for instance, if I were to take a look at the point slope formula section, you're going to see the L, Q, A, and V. What do these different graphics represent? Well, those L, Q, A, and V are essential services. The first L is lessons, Q are the quizmasters, A are the activities, and V are the videos. So you could see that in this index page that there is a lot of information that MATHguide offers and a lot of services as well. So let's actually start talking about lessons. MATHguide literally has hundreds of different lessons that it offers, and of course they're free. If you were to take a look within the college algebra section, you'll find conic sections. By clicking on the conic sections text, you'll see that you're taken to this lesson page. And on this lesson page, there's a variety of different subtopics. One of the things that you'll encounter very typically in these lessons are, of course, graphics. Graphics, of course, help students understand the geometry, the coordinate geometry, and the relationships that exist within this topic. You'll see graphic organizers that do a great job of connecting the graphs along with the equations. There's also videos and quizzes embedded within the lessons. We'll talk about those in a moment. Here you have also the concept of circles along with the skill of dealing with circles. You have, of course, the equation, how to interpret the equation, how the equation also relates to the graph of its equation. So continuing down, you'll see that there's also information on ellipses, and you get a variety of different relationships that exist on a mathematical basis. And then if you scroll to the next section, you'll see an actual example with real numbers. So you'll see a connection again between the equation and the graph. And of course, all the text in between explains how to graph all that. It tells us how to deal with the numbers and distances in the graph. This is a very typical lesson in that it's very detailed. There's these graphical segments put in there, and they're highlighted, of course, so students can understand them. And this information, of course, has all been developed by and for specifically for MATHguide that you won't find anywhere else on the internet. And again, there's videos that also explain more difficult areas of conic sections, and there's even other things that deal with, for instance, how to change from general form into standard form. And of course, this is a flow chart. So you could see that these lessons are extremely thorough, and the graphic organizers that go with them make it, of course, understandable for students. And students who do not respond well with just the text or these lessons written like this, of course, the videos do a great job of explaining what's happening. And if you scroll farther down, you'll see, of course, links to the relevant videos and quizzes, these quizmasters test for student understanding. There's also the activities here as well. Let's go on and talk about the quizmasters. One of the vital components that MathGuide has to offer are the quizmasters. And if you look at all of these cues that go down, all of these represent interactive quizmasters that provide assessment and feedback opportunities for both teachers and students. Now, I particularly want to look at solving complicated proportions as an example. If you go to this lesson and click on interactive quizzes, they have a variety of them. If you go anywhere on the internet, you'll see quizzes that look like this. They're very common. Problem, answer. Students plug in a number, check the solution, and it says it's wrong. Students don't understand why it's wrong. They don't understand where along the way that they're having trouble. So that's why, if you back up, I have also created other quizmasters to help students that are of a lower functioning nature. If you click here where it says Proportions 2 with help, you'll see now this particular quiz has a lot of opportunity for students to receive feedback. It's not just click on the check responses and see an error. This says exactly where an error occurs. So when students cross multiply, they know that they should multiply the denominators times those numerators. And as they go through this problem, as I even made a mistake here, as they go through this problem and start plugging in these numbers and start testing, they start to develop an understanding of how the process works. And of course, more importantly, when a teacher comes around and sees red marks on a student's screen, they know exactly where to go in and start helping students with their problems. Here's one more example. If you go to Solving Radical Equations, click on Quizmasters. Again, we have Quizmasters with help. So if you go to the help section, of course you would give this to the lower functioning students, and they would receive detailed step-by-step help as they go through these problems. If you do have higher end students, you don't have to give them these that have help. You can give them the other ones that just have problem, solution. So MathGuide has many opportunities for different types of learners. Let's check out the videos. Videos are another vital service that MathGuide offers, and here is one of them. This video, called Evaluating Functions, is a prime example of how graphics are used within the video. Most videos that you see on my competitors' websites don't include the features that you're about to see. For instance, I'm just going to play this starting here at 1 minute of this 5-minute video.
All right, well, first of all, let's figure out what f of 2 is. All right, when determining f of 2...
So you can see that as I'm trying to explain this mathematical skill, I'm using a text box to highlight the symbols that are used in mathematics, and then I also place this text box right here, which also resubstantiates what's being said verbally. So you also see these pop-up boxes, these graphics, and you can see large print so that it's good for cell phone use. Most students, or a lot of students who are doing homework, do use cell phones to access them because they're always on the go and they always bring their cell phones. All right, so let's check out another section of the video, like for instance right over here. You can see that there's more text boxes.
And we know that negative 3 plus 3 is equal to 0. All right.
So as I'm writing out these problems and explaining them using text boxes and highlights, I'm also showing the work and explaining as I'm going along.
All right, now let's figure out what geometry is by reading the graph. All right.
And there you go, there's another example of the text box. Let's check out another video. Here's another video called Partitioning a Segment. In this particular video, I ask students to find 2 points on this segment between -7 and 5 that divide this segment from A to B into 3 equally spaced segments. And I ask students to do this, pause the video, and then of course wait for an answer.
Divide into 3 equally spaced sections. Begin.
So I found a way to take videos, make them more interactive, so that students are then using them as a way of doing work and being engaged in this whole process. Also, this video is kind of valuable because I'm taking a concept along a number line, and then later on in the video I use the same concept to divide the segment here along the diagonal. And then of course I show the mathematics that are involved in doing that. So there is a bit of a progression that's used in these videos to help students understand. MathGuide is navigable. What does that mean? If you want to find your way around a MathGuide, it's real easy. Click on Lessons, find your section of interest, like geometry, click on Pythagorean Theorem, and go, you know, this isn't what I was looking for. Over here at the top of the screen, you could either go back to the Lessons page by clicking here, or back to the Home page by clicking here. So if I click Lessons, I go back to the Lessons page, or if I click here the Home button, it takes me back to the Home button. So it's really easy to find your way around. MathGuide is extremely valuable for low-functioning students. As you can see here, students who have absenteeism or chronically truant, those students who are not in school a lot still have the opportunity to receive an education by accessing this content online. As a teacher, I have often given these students who are at home for one reason or another, I've given them information so they can continue on while at home. Likewise, students who are no longer able to receive services at school and are at home because of behavior disorders, they still have the opportunity to receive math education. Long distance education. Students whose language is not English, at least not English as the first language, MathGuide offers a great deal of text support. They can read it, reread it several times, and actually watch the videos a few times, and that allows them to digest the information that they're given. MathGuide is also valuable for higher functioning students, students who are high achievers, motivated, they dig around, they want to learn. MathGuide is asynchronous, which means it's offered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's vigilant, never rests. And of course, these self-motivated students can tinker around with the website, use all the interactive quizzes and videos to their advantage. In the body of our video, you will see a link. The link will take you to the next video, which will talk about how to use MathGuide in an educational setting. All right. Until next time.